You don't need to spend more money to make more money. You believe that you must always invest in your business because that's what everyone else is doing in online entrepreneurship. While you do spend more money as you grow your business, overspending is keeping your business stagnant. Instead, you can create a framework for making financial decisions. Today, I'll share exactly how to do that without sitting in front of a spreadsheet for hours. Stay tuned.
This is the Harmonious Wealth podcast, where we're breaking online business owners free from chasing every next revenue milestone and instead prioritizing lifestyle and legacy goals so you can finally have the personal wealth to show for your business success. I'm your host, Iyanna Vaughn, fractional CFO and bookkeeper, here to guide you. Now let's start building your financial legacy.
Hello, welcome back to episode 12 of Harmonious Wealth. I am Iyanna. It's funny because sometimes I say I'm Iyanna and like, Mayana? No, Iyanna. But anyway, welcome to episode 12. We're going to continue the conversation of emotional spending in your business. This time, we're going to go over like practical ways to have a spending framework for your business and for yourself. And before I get into it, sign up to join my webinar on Friday, June 21st, 2024 at 12 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about why you know how to make money but cannot keep it in your life and business. So join to have this conversation. So when it comes to overspending in our businesses, we don't know what we need to spend on, what area of your business, because most of the time it's more than one area of your business that needs attention. We have marketing, we have sales, we have operations, we have delivery, we have finance, we have legal, we have everything in between, like with overhead, things of that nature. So almost always more than one area of your business needs attention, right? However, we're unable to see what is most urgent in your business, and especially if you're self-funding. There's a difference in you're getting funding to kind of invest in multiple areas or like a significant area of your business, but I'm talking to those who are self-funded. When you're self-funded, it's kind of intricate or interesting to really see where you should be putting your money. And when you're investing in a coach, you also have to, more chances than not, invest in the service to implement the strategies that you're learning. I know I found this to be a little overwhelming at the time where I had a coach. And of course, it was like going from where I was right now to having a full set team. And my thought process on growing team is based off of percentage of income. So it was a great investment. I learned so much, and I actually decreased my team at the end of the day. I had to pause and think through, okay, if you have a coach that's helping you with marketing, what is a team implementation? So when it comes to overspending, we talked about this in episode 11, but the root of overspending in your business, besides emotional spending, is there is no system to make financial decisions in your life and business. You're guessing on your financial decisions and you're buying out of emotion. And the solution of this is to ask yourself these questions. The first thing, and this doesn't involve any type of spreadsheet, is have a new zero. You can't spend on your account until it gets to zero. Really, no, please don't do that. Have a new zero. I learned this years back from my league Teal, and she shared that one of the things that helped her getting better with money is having a new zero. So if your account goes down to, let's say, $1,000, that's your new zero. Anything you can't spend once you hit 1,000. Or if you're not at that place yet, maybe it's 500, maybe it's 100. Get a new zero and then grow from there. Ideally, you should have at least 1 month's worth of expenses and cash on hand at all times in your business, and ideally your life. But of course, we live in a world where that's not always the case. So if you want to start with having a zero, be at $100 and $200 and $500, go from there, no judgment, okay? So ask yourself, will this impact my zero in my bank account? Next thing will be, is this impacting me on breaking even? Because we want to have a profit in business, but there are some seasons where profit does decrease lessen that 50% before you pay yourself. So will this impact you, this investment impact you from breaking even? Will I have a net loss for a month or for the next few months because I am investing in this program? Ask yourself that question. Another question is, will this impact me in paying myself? If it does, am I okay with that? If I'm not okay with that, what can I do? Another thing is, does this fit? And this is really important. Does this fit both my long-term and short-term goals? We talked about this in episode 11, where I shared releasing yourself from someone else's urgency. And when you do that, you have to really dig and see, is this particular launch or the offer, does it relate to my long-term goals? Because sometimes we're just buying again off of vibes, off of emotion. And to get out of that is to identify your specific legacy and lifestyle goals and how the business will implement on these goals or execute on these goals. So let me backtrack. When you connect with the true wealth within, this episode is sponsored by the Wealth Within Weekly. So the Wealth Within Weekly helps you heal your relationship with money, grow your business, and dig deeper into your faith. So sign up for the Wealth Within Weekly at lovelyfinancials.com/wealth. The benefits of having a framework around your spending is you're able to invest in your business guilt-free. You'll be able to identify the expectations of going into an offer from a coaching program or a service. And you kind of say, okay, if this is part of my goal, my expectation is to get this out of this investment. And you're building patience as you grow. There's a benefit. And when clients work with us, we help them understand not only what they should be spending for that calendar year, but we help them understand what their next 3 years looks like in their business so that they're out of the weeds of their business and they're looking at it from the trajectory of where they are now and where they want to grow in the next 3 years. So we help them understand based off of your lifestyle and legacy goals and how you want your business to execute on that and serve your audience. We know, we have an idea of the leaks that you have in your business and where to pinpoint where you should be investing in for this year and the next few years. Many business owners find that there is a lack in a systematic approach when investing in their business, causing overspending. The consequences of that is you have a fear of missing out, like when things are launching or when things seem great or like someone that you know is doing it. And then you do emotional purchases because you want to feel accomplished and you think that others know what you don't know. And you might be lacking confidence in a certain area of your business. And when it comes to helping our clients, we kind of ask them questions about their investments and we help keep them accountable for implementing what they're learning in said investment, whether it be a coaching program or a service provider. And we then practically help them understand where their cash is because within the first 2 weeks of working together, we have a cash flow call and it gives the client a sobering view of their typical cash flow for the next 12 months. So broken down in 52 weeks. So the first 24 weeks, the first 6 months, we're looking at, okay, based off of what you do in business, this is how your business cash flow is going to look like. So we highlight specific opportunities for income so that they can maintain their cash on hand so that they could pay themselves what they need, pay their investments, and say if they're working with us and they're wanting to invest in like a program that might be big ticket, we'll tell them exactly how it impacts their cash on hand. To dig deeper in the cash flow forecast, we prescribe them a new zero. So remember I talked a few minutes ago about a new zero, and based off of their habits and their business, we're not going to go straight into a month's worth of expenses. We're going to kind of gear into that while also in tandem helping them build their savings to 3 months worth of expenses. So again, practically, we help our clients understand how each and every investment impacts their cash on hand. Now, I want to get into how to create a framework for spending in your business. Typically, as we've talked about before, there is no framework for spending. It's really investing on vibes. or not understanding how it aligns with you. So I have a 3-step framework. First step of the framework is ask yourself if this investment fits with your big picture. When we help our clients in the first week, we have our legacy planning call. And in that call, we're able to identify what would it look like for this particular client to retire? What would their day in the life be? What are their immediate lifestyle goals, and how can their business help them create that and to make that a reality? And with that, we're able to say, okay, based on your goals, this is what your business must do. And this helps us create a big picture plan. So let's actually get to specifics. Say you're looking at your business, right? And your goal is to, of course, pay yourself 100,000 in your business, a buffer for retirement. And that means, let's say you want to invest 25K in your retirement, right? So that's 125 that needs to go to you. But you need to be able to have a buffer in place to maintain cash on hand. Let's say another 25,000. So 150 times 2, 300,000 is what you need to make in your business in revenue so that you can satisfy those immediate lifestyle goals and your legacy goal. So to make a $300,000 business, or to make that in revenue for the year as a service provider specifically, you need to figure out, okay, I know I'm underpricing. How can I make sure this offer not only increases price, but it is elevated so that without a shadow of a doubt that what you're offering has great value. And so you have an issue with your offer. You have an issue with, okay, you're not getting the same leads that you've been getting for the past few years. And then you might not be as great in sales, right? So you have 3 different things at least that we see that you need support in your business. And you're like, okay, which one should I do first? So if you work on your offer, right, then that helps you with delivering better services with the clients that you already have. Okay, let's do the offer. And then also when you work on your offer, you're going to be able to show it better and then generate better leads potentially. So if you work on your offer first, then you're able to, when you see a service or a coaching program that relates to an offer, that's going to be where you might invest in first. Then the next thing is, okay, now you got your offer, you're going great. Do you need help on your sales if your offer has been crafted, or do you need help on generating leads? Make that decision. And once you have that in mind, then you're able to go from there. That's how you kind of practically think about it. That's how you think about it. Of course, you have goals explicitly labeled or written out so that you're able to identify what you need in your business. And then, of course, you want to take some time to research on who is the best fit for this particular investment so that you're able to say, okay, I did my research, I did my due diligence, I looked at reviews, I looked at how they offer it. They particularly do well with people like me, and it would be a great fit, things of that nature. So the second part of the framework, after we identified how it fits into our big picture goal, we want to understand the financial impact. So remember the question that I asked, a quick without a spreadsheet question, 0, like your new 0, does it impact your profit margin, or does it avoid you? Does it impact you breaking even? Does it impact you from paying yourself? Things of that nature. So we need to evaluate the cost versus the benefit. So the immediate cost, of course, is if you have paid in full bonuses and you want to do something paid in full, but then a few months later you're stressed because now you've done the investing and now you feel like you're underwater with your cash. Or if you have a credit card like an Amex card, and while it's cool, it's sexy little platinum card, you got to pay that off in full the next month, but you don't have that, right? So identify how does it fit into your world financially where you are now. If you don't make any more sales, how does that fit, right? If you make the same sales within the first 3 months, because it's going to take a little while, right? I know as entrepreneurs, we have that innate ability to say, believe in yourself for sure, right? Also have the idea that if nothing changes within the first 90 days, how will that impact your business financially? And then the long-term benefits and savings, like long-term, right? So say within the next 6 months, maybe you will see that change. Or, I've seen programs where people get their money back in 30 days, but that's not typical potentially. What if that doesn't happen? So you want to be really careful of putting so much pressure on yourself to get what you need to kind of make that money back, but then also put enough fire under yourself so that you're not sitting on your hands waiting for things to grow. You're just kind of wanting someone to do the work for you. So there's a balance between those two things. And we talked about this before. The financial implications is, do you need someone else on your team to implement these things that you're learning? Do you find that you're hiring contractors, but they're doing like multiple people's jobs and it's not working out? How does that fit into play when it comes to your business? The next part of your framework is making sure that you're able to execute on that program entirely. I talked about this before, and I've experienced this where I invested in something, paid it off, but I didn't even implement. But that was on me. That was on me. So you got to really, the third part of the framework is after you know how it fits into your big picture, the financial implications of it. Now you need to be very clear and very truthful with yourself on if you're actually able to implement at this time. If nothing else changes with your schedule, will you be able to implement these strategies or get the best out of the service? So following through on your investment is your job, right? We talked about you releasing everyone else's urgency, but it's time to actually put urgency in the things that you actually invest in, because you want to give it your all, give everything your all. Because if you don't, you're going to end up resenting the offer. You're going to end up resenting the service provider, and you're going to end up resenting yourself and the business entirely. So be mindful of if you have the capacity to commit to something new in your business. In episode 5, Nagina shared how using her trends and understanding her numbers was able to get her from 30% profit margin on average to 72% profit margin on average before she paid herself. I remember when we were talking specifically about her business model, and the business model that she was on, she prematurely hired staff, and that highly impacted her profit. She was able to use that data, refine her offer, and lean out her team so that she was able to produce that high profit margin. That's not to say that you're putting all the work on one person, but maybe you have multiple people on your team that are doing similar things. And now you're feeling the pain of plummeting profit because you have too much team for your business. So this is a good rule of thumb for anyone who's thinking about hiring a team member. For every $250,000 that you make in revenue, you can afford potentially to have a full-time team member. So say, for instance, if you make 500,000, besides yourself as a full team member, you have space for one other team member, full-time specifically. That does not include like your contractor. So use that framework to kind of see if you're able to afford a team member. Also, you want to normalize fluctuations in your business. It's going to be times when you have high revenue, especially when you launch, and then the next month or the next couple of months it goes down. That is normal, especially if you have a launch-based business. Now, our goal is to help our clients increase their monthly recurring revenue so that we do have some control over that fluctuation. But don't be disheartened when you have that difference in between your launches. I talk about this in episode 9, and I talk about how do we stop idolizing selling, and that will help you be able to like detach yourself from idolizing selling and idolizing worry when things go awry. Okay, so part 3 are some practical tips to help you understand how to spend money in your business, or how to control what you spend in your business. So typically when people learn these tips, they don't take action. That's not you. The first thing that you should be doing, what my approach is, practically, after you've gone through the framework, you want to have a cash flow forecast in your business. If you want to grow a multi-6-figure, multi-7-figure business, your business absolutely needs a projected cash flow forecast, at least monthly, if not weekly. This will allow you to be able to have visibility in every single aspect of your business cash flow wise. So I have the Harmonious Cash Planner, and that allows you to be able to see from a monthly basis how cash moves in your business and with personal. With our clients, we do weekly. Another way is profit first, and that gives you specific categories or different bank accounts to, without thinking so much about it, leave out the emotion, right? To know where exactly your cash should go in your business. So with profit first, you must first understand your guidelines. So I have a profit guideline sheet that I share with my email list on lovelyfinancials.com/wealth. And I give that as a way for you to understand your profit for the past 6 months. So once you understand your profit for the past 6 months, you're able to then implement profit first in your business, because now, okay, team is X%, your operating expenses is X%, you pay yourself X% of your revenue, and so forth. I like to use the profit account as my guilt-free spending in my business. And finally, we talked about this before, and that is your bank balance, your new zero. Don't spend until you get to zero. Have a new zero, whether that's 100, 200, going to 500, going to 1,000, and growing to 5, maybe even aiming to go to no less than a month's worth of expenses and cash on hand in your business at all times. A final insight that's really important is always go to the Holy Spirit when it comes to what you should be spending your money on, and sowing into things like ministry, helping the poor, things of that nature, because a generous giver is going to be a amazing receiver. So I shared tips on how to have a framework for spending in your business. Which one resonated with you the most? Is it seeing how the investment fits into your big picture, understanding the financial impact, or ensuring that you're able to execute on it, or all three? Let me know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're ready to join a community where women are striving to heal their relationship with money, grow their business, and create personal wealth, then join me on the Wealth Within series. Each week on the Wealth Within series, I will share tips on how to face your money, grow your profit, and manage the cash flow you already have. Go to lovelyfinancials.com/wealth. If you're a woman growing both your business and family, and you're ready to release the anxiety around money so that you can grow your personal wealth and create a legacy, join me every week on Harmonious Wealth. Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts on. I'm on a mission to help 100 women reach at least 1 million in net worth to create generational wealth and obliterate generational patterns. If this aligns with you, I'd love for you to be a part of the community. Tune in for more episodes of Harmonious Wealth.
Hey there, girlfriend. If you're ready to finally have the lifestyle and legacy to show for your business success, I would love for you to click that subscribe button on your favorite podcast app or YouTube.